All right, we're going to go ahead and jump in and go over a couple of our example problems here for our check your understanding for today. So I have it up here. There's 5 questions, and they're pretty aligned here. I'm going to do number 1 and 3. The last 3 are just like number 3. So one example, then you're going to have to do the other couple on your own. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into it here. I went ahead and printed these out so that I can quickly go over them in front of you. All right, our first one: find the slope of the line. And slope is always right next to x, and it's kind of an invisible number here that we're looking at a -1 here. So I'll rewrite this whole thing. Y equals -1, x plus 20. So our slope is a -1. The slope of the given line, again, -1. And now perpendicular, you have to, thinking recycle, but it's the flipping it over the reciprocal. So really, the reciprocal of 1 is still 1. You flip it around. But for instance, just a side example here, the reciprocal of 4 would be 1/4, because technically there's a 1 underneath there and we flip it around. So for this example, it's kind of weak, but let's move forward. And then for a a perpendicular slope, we do the inverse, but we also need to negate it as well. So if I negate this negative, that'll just turn into a positive, and I'm pretty much just going to end up with this +1, which simplified is just 1. And that's how we go about um, finding the slope of a perpendicular line. So just another example here on the side. If a line was slope had a line of 3/2, if I needed to find the perpendicular slope of the line, that's perpendicular to it, I would flip it around and then negate it. Okay. So that's what we got to do to a perpendicular line. Parallel, we just keep it the same. All right. So there's that one. Let's go ahead and jump into our next problem here. What is the equation of a line perpendicular? And really the key information here is the slope, which they already have it in our y equals mx plus b format. Thank you so much. And we just need to go ahead and capture that slope as 1/3. And like we said, for a perpendicular, we're going to flip it over and negate it. So the slope of my perpendicular line would just be a -3. And I also now need to take my point and write it in that point slope form with my new slope. Let's get to it. First point slope form is y minus y1 equals slope, open parenthesis, x minus x1, close parenthesis. I'm going to just go ahead and substitute in what we need. So we said -3. There it is. Let's put that in there. X minus x1. Here's our x1 and our y1. x1 here is 0. y1 is 1. And I'm just doing my algebra here. End up with a y equals a -3x plus 1. Sorry, kind of ran into my printed out problem there, but I'm sure you can kind of see just basic algebra there to finish out that problem. And that's basically how you're going to solve the last couple here as well. You're going to have to flip your slope around, negate it, and then substitute in your x1 and y1 into your point slope form there.